Chris Wood is Nottingham Forest's newest star.
Drops for Wood! Yes! Chris Wood scores!
After barely avoiding relegation, there were question marks about the quality of Forest's attack. But Wood, he's been the answer, continuing his good form from the 2024 season. Similar to how Jamie Vardy led the line for Leicester's miracle run, Wood is doing the same thing for the Tricky Trees. So how exactly has Wood gone from a player who was bouncing from club to club on loan, don't you dare laugh at the concept of Wood bouncing, to one of the most lethal number 9s in the league? Let's find out. Wood began his football journey in New Zealand, scoring on his senior career debut in the NRFL Division 2 at just 14 years old. He impressed in his home country, performing both at the domestic level and even representing New Zealand in the international level at the Under-17 World Cup. There had been buzz around his name ever since he won a tournament with his first senior team, Cambridge. Wood had performed unbelievably, but teams found out that he was actually under the minimum age of 15, causing a lot of controversy. He was a massive lanky kid, so nobody questioned his age in the beginning. Just don't let Benzema know about these under 15 Australian tournaments. At his next club, Waikato FC, he continued playing well. So well that his coach Roger Wilkinson recommended Wood to the West Bromwich Albion Academy. He was able to do well at the trials and dominated for West Brom's youth academy side. He had done so well that he was called up to the reserve team where he continued scoring goals. Due to several injuries, Wood was handed a surprise call-up to the first team for a Premier League match against Portsmouth in April of 2009. He came on as a sub, and even though he didn't score, he made history, becoming just the 5th player from New Zealand to play in the Premier League.
It's a big thing to be a part of the only 6 Kiwis ever to play in the Premier League. It's huge.
At the end of the 2008-2009 season, Wood signed his first professional contract. His first goal would come in the September of the following season, a 25-yard strike against Doncaster Rovers. But while the beginning of his career in England looked promising, the next few years proved to be incredibly challenging. On the 24th of September 2010, Wood was sent out on a 93-day emergency loan to Barnsley, but he had played so bad that the loan was terminated early by mutual consent. After 7 league appearances for the club, Wood had been unable to make any sort of impact. In November, Wood signed for Brighton on loan. Now this loan spell actually started out better, with him scoring on his debut against Bristol Rovers, but just a few days later, he had his penalty saved against Southampton. After his time with the Seagulls, Wood was sent out on loan again, this time to Birmingham on a 1-month deal. Not the best start for Wood again, with him finishing with no goals against Nacional in the Europa League playoffs. This man hit the post twice, but still couldn't score. He did pick up form later in the season, scoring a hat-trick against Millwall, then scoring 2 goals against Nottingham Forest. He had 7 goals from 8 games, so it was looking good, and his loan was extended. However, by the end of his loan in January of 2012, after 29 games in all competitions, he only had 11 goals. His next loan stints at Bristol City, Millwall, and Leicester did not go any better. Think about it, this guy was on the books for West Brom for 4 years, but in that time, he managed more loan spells, 5, than goals for his parent club, 2. Nobody wanted this guy, he was getting passed around like Bonnie Blue. In the long run though, these loan stints actually helped Wood greatly. These experiences allowed him to quickly adapt to English football's physical demands. For Wood, the turning point in his career came at Leicester. After being passed around like an OnlyFans model on multiple loan stints, one of them being at Leicester, he joined the Foxes on a permanent transfer. It was here that Wood began his journey of redemption. He scored twice after just 24 minutes into his first game against Huddersfield Town. A week later, he scored a hat-trick in the first half against Bristol City. Thanks to his 11 goals, Leicester had been able to qualify for the Championship playoffs. In the next season, Wood played a vital role in Leicester City's successful campaign to secure promotion to the Premier League. He scored a bunch of crucial goals, including a memorable strike against Burnley in a top-of-the-table clash. While he wasn't always a starter, Wood's ability to make an impactful contribution off the bench really showcased his importance to the team. His physical presence and finishing skills provided Leicester with a reliable attacking option throughout the entire season. But Wood, he no longer wanted to be a backup, and hence he joined Leeds United in July of 2015 in an attempt to get more regular first-team football. And boy, was Wood right in that decision. His success at Leeds really elevated his career as he established himself as one of the Championship's best strikers. Despite the managerial changes and team inconsistencies within Leeds, Wood finished as their top goal scorer in the 2015-2016 season, getting 13 goals. In the next season, under Gary Monk, Wood's form got even better. He scored 27 goals in 44 league appearances, earning him the championship Golden Boot as the division's top scorer. His brace against Brighton really showed just how dominant he can be in front of goal. Wood utilized his height and strength to dominate aerial duels, making him a constant threat in the box. I guess you could say that Wood was big and strong.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He became more aggressive against defenders and even improved his overall technical play as well. That form earned him a move to Burnley in 2017, where he cemented his reputation as a consistent Premier League striker. Across 4 full seasons at Turf Moor, Wood scored at least 10 goals in each campaign, becoming one of the league's most reliable finishers. And now at Forest, he's become even better. In a time where it looked like traditional center forwards were going extinct, Wood is showing that the target man can still dominate. The New Zealand international has been destroying Premier League centre backs with his physicality and positioning in the box. Ever since joining Forest, he has been scoring for fun. And here's the best part, not only is he regularly scoring, but he's making an impact in some of the biggest games. Scoring against Liverpool, scoring against Manchester United, scoring against Chelsea, maybe it's not that impressive beating United considering how much better Forest are, but given the track record and history between the two clubs, I would still say it's impressive beating them at Old Trafford and at home. Now, I'm sure Forest fans didn't know what to expect when they signed a striker coming off the back of a season where he scored only 3 goals. But to be fair to Wood, his opportunities were limited at Newcastle due to the club's new high-profile signings. While he wasn't the best at Newcastle, he has been exceptional for Forest. Whether it's scoring a decisive goal like his penalty against Ipswich or drawing defenders to create space for the midfielders, Wood has been essential to why Forest have been so dominant. There hasn't been a single striker who has been more frightening in the air than Wood. Forest's counter-attacking style literally does not work without his physicality and aerial dominance. Wood is at his best as a traditional target man, thriving in aerial duels and set pieces. In the current Premier League season, Wood has won an impressive 3.04 aerial duels per game, ranking him among the top 5 players in the league. This ability makes him essential because he's the main outlet for when Forest are playing long balls or looking to break a press. You ping the ball into him, he uses his strength and height to keep the ball, and while he's holding it up, it allows players like Morgan Gibbs-White and Elanga to run into the space that he has just created. Like Wood can take on 2 defenders at the same time. Pause, man, you guys know what I meant. Defensively, I actually think Wood's work rate is often overlooked. He averages 1.2 ball recoveries per 90 in the opposition half, showcasing his ability to actually press defenders and disrupt their build-up play. His work ethic perfectly aligns with what Nuno's trying to do with his high-intensity tactical approach, making him super important not just in the attack, but also defensively. His hard work has also made him a fan favorite, with supporters now understanding just how important he is to force his climb to the top of the table.
33 years old, very happy to have Chris with us. I think it's an example for the young lads to follow, because it's never too late to achieve good things in football. He's a good example to everybody.
Because you see, standing at 6'3" and built like a brick house, he had always gone under the radar throughout his career. From a quick glance, he seems more like a rugby or basketball player rather than a top Premier League footballer. Maybe that's why teams kept passing up on him despite the flashes of brilliance he would show. At Leeds and even at Burnley, he had shown that he could be a really good striker, but no team had been able to use him to his full potential. At Forest, he has found his new home. Nuno knows exactly how to use his strengths and limit his weaknesses. With back-to-back seasons with double-digit goals, he is showing that his good form is no fluke. What's crazy though is that Wood is only one part of Nuno's master plan, a game plan that I haven't seen anyone talk about. You guys have to check out this video right here to see Forest's evil game plan and why it's working.